Hey, what's up, y'all? In this video, we are going to talk about my 3-month review here at Western Express. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up, y'all? Get ready to ride shotgun with your girl, Highway Honey, where the road meets adventure, where the highway is my home, and the wind is my route, and the coffee is always hot. Buckle up and join me for the ride. Let's hit the road together. First, let's talk about how I even ended up with Western in the first place. Now, I know a lot of people have a lot of negative things to say when it comes to Western Express, aka Welfare Express. But just like any other company, they got their shit with them, and so does every other company. So Western is like a good company for like newbies, people that's just getting started in the industry, people fresh out of school. It's best for like people like that, or people who have a situation to where legally they have issues like a felony or, you know, stuff like that that causes them from going to a company that's actually worth something. It's best to just come here as a starter company and get your shit and get the hell on. Keep it pushing type shit. But how I ended up here is because I ended up I drove for 5 years, from 2015 to 2020. And I had took some time off for 3 years. So what ended up happening was, it used to be you needed 1 year experience in order for anybody to take you serious. But now it's like you need at least 3 months experience, recent experience, for anybody to take you serious. So being that I had took some time off, I didn't have any recent experience. So that's how I even ended up with Western in the first place. Everybody else was low-key like treating me like I was a new student, like I was a newbie fresh out of school or didn't have no experience at all. They wasn't counting my 5 years experience because it was so long ago. I was with CRST first before I came to Western. CRST was good to me. I have nothing bad to say about them. I actually did not work for them. I didn't get a chance to. They had me waiting for a trainer for entirely too long. I waited for a trainer for like a month and almost couple weeks or something. And I was tired of waiting. So I ended up coming over to Western. So that's how I ended up with Western. Western gave me a chance. So I can't really like dog them too bad because right now it works for me. You know, different strokes for different folks. So it works for me right now. And when I ended up starting with them, the plan was honestly just to get my little 3 months experience, recent experience, and low-key like kind of get the fuck on type shit. But I ended up finding out about the lease purchase program and I like the balloon situation that they got going on. So basically when you lease with them, you can if you get into the lease program with them and you don't like it, you can give them their keys back with no penalties. There was no credit check, no money down. And I did like that. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to run like a slave, because I was hungry at the time. I'm ready to get out here and get it and eat and shit. So I'm like, I'm about to beat this pavement up and I'm about to get out here and just get it. So I'm like, if I'm going to get out here and like run like a slave for the company, I might as well do it for myself. Western Express is a pretty shitty company, I'm not gonna hold you, but they do have their pros and cons to them, just like any other company. You feel me? So I'm like, I'm gonna run hard anyways. I found out about the lease program, so I'm like, fuck it, sign me up. At that point, I just wanted a bigger piece of the pie. And with Western, the company side is pretty shitty, I'm not gonna hold you. But the lease side is a little bit more decent than the company side. So I'm like, being that if I don't like it, I could try it out. If I don't like it, I could take them their shit back, and I'm winning. There's no loss. I won't take a loss for real because the money that I'm paying. Whoa, sheesh. Whoa, I had to do that again. We had to start all over. Okay, so as I was saying, I was in a construction zone and it was really fucking bumpy right there. So let's try this again. As I was saying, Western Express is a really good starter company. It's good for people who are fresh out of school or who's fresh into the trucking industry, or anybody that's having like legal issues as far as like felonies or anything, DUIs and stuff like that, where other companies won't hire you because of those key factors. Western will pick you up for the most part. They hire felons, people with DUIs, freaking you could be fresh out of school. Like literally you could graduate today and get hired tomorrow with Western. They call them a second chance program, which I think that's pretty good, because although there are a gazillion trucking companies out here, not every company will hire you. So I think that's pretty good that they give people an opportunity to work. As far as I go, I only ended up here because of my situation. Certain drivers have situations that causes them to end up here in the first place. Like I stated before, for those of you who don't know, I have been driving since 2015. I had my CDLs. I drove from 2015 to 2020. I started with a company called Celadon Trucking. And Western reminds me a lot of them as well. Being that I didn't have recent experience, I had to find a company that will hire me with basically no experience, because the 5 years that I had back then, 3 years ago, don't count. I had to find a company that will either like give me like some type of refresher course, which I only needed like a week to do the refresher course, but a lot of companies don't offer refresher courses anymore. So a lot has changed since I've been out of the game, which was way back in 2020. The trucking industry has changed tremendously. The plan was just to really get them 3 months up and keep it fucking pushing, to be honest. And one thing about it, I know a lot of people have a lot of negative things to say when it comes to Western Express, aka Welfare Express. Somebody said Western Depressed. I thought that was hilarious. But moving, let's get back to Western Express. A lot of people have a lot of negative things to say about Western Express, but one thing about it, baby, ain't no such thing as a perfect company. All of these companies got shit with them. They're all liars. They're all gonna tell you whatever it is that they want you to hear, or your little bitty heart desire to get your ass in that seat. That they all lie. They all got shit with them. Every company got shit with them, just period. It could be Western, it could be UX Express, Prime, Snyder, J, all of them got shit with them. Western just got a little bit more bullshit with them than others, which is fine. I mean, it's cool. Now that I'm in a lease, it's all right. It's not so bad. Just like how y'all hear about all the horror stories when it comes to leasing, you also hear about successful stories when it comes to leasing through these third-party companies like this. It's not all bad. We'll get into expenses and pay later, but it's decent. It's all right. It works for me. And for me, the only reason why I hadn't left yet, because I'm at my 3-month mark now. That's hence why I'm doing this video. The only reason why I don't want to really leave is because I'm comfortable where I'm at. I don't feel like taking all of this shit out this truck and moving into another one. I don't feel like going to another orientation. I just don't feel like doing all of that. Like, I'm here, I'm situated. And one flaw that I used to have when I was driving trucks before was, but I jumped around a lot. I hopped around from company to company. I'd be like, oh, this company they ain't about shit. Let me go over here. And I ended up finding out that all of them are the same. Just some got more bullshit than others. But for the most part, they all got the same shit going with them. And I found myself bouncing around a lot. And I don't want to do that this go around. I kind of like want to stay put with one company for a little while. So that's my backstory on why I am even with Western Express in the first place. I'm here. It works. Different strokes for different folks. What works for you might not work for me, and vice versa. I can have the same 10 years as you as a driver, and you and me both can experience a whole shitload of different things within those 10 years. You might experience something that I hadn't, and vice versa. I feel like every driver has a unique story that's tailor-made specifically for them. Because you'll hear somebody down talk Western Express because they had a shitty experience. That could be multiple things could play into that. Their work ethic might not be like mine. They might not run. They might be a lazy driver. It's so many things that come with that you got to factor in with your experience. Just because you went through that don't mean I'm going to go through that. So you have to take that in consideration as well. Every driver have different stories, and you can't go off of what nobody else tell you. You got to actually experience it for yourself to see if it works. You will never know if it works for you if you go off what the next driver told you. That's their experience, not yours. You also gonna hear people say good things about Western. You're gonna hear people say they love it and how it works for them and yada yada yada. It's called balance. Just like you got the dark side of things, you got light too. You got both negative and positive sides of every company. I'm sure if you go down a list of each company, you'll hear people say good and bad things about every company, not just Western Express. Now, let's get into the pros and cons. Let's start with the pros. Yes, there are some pros. The pros for me will have to be, I do like my DM. My DM, we got a very good relationship. He's super cool. He's like one of the homies. Now the DMs are different in each division. So I'm in the leasing division. So there's a whole DM side for leasing and there's a whole DM side for company. My DM is pretty cool. I have no issues with him. They don't bother me. I don't bother them. Long as I do what I need to do, we straight. They don't give me no issues. He don't give me no issues. I don't give him no issues. I truly believe that having a good relationship with your DM is very vital to your success as a truck driver, not just with Western, but just in general. Okay, as long as you have a shitty relationship with your DM, you're gonna constantly get shitty loads. They're gonna treat you like crap, basically. So I'm making my business. I'm already a cheerful, pleasant person to encounter, but I make sure that, you know, I'm have a good relationship with my DM, and the DMs for me is pretty cool. I don't have any issues. For the most part, he tried to get me good loads every week. He worked with me, I work with him. For the most part, they make sure my pay is there. I get home on time. My loads are there. The communication is there. He's a big texter. He'll talk to you on the phone now. He will talk to you on the phone, but they pretty much want you to either text them on that phone number because they text on the phone, or you could text them on the tablet. But he picks up the phone and stuff when I do call. So the communication is good. The next pro for me would have to be, I do like the fact that they give people a chance versus other companies in the industry that won't look twice at you if you have a felony, or if you're fresh out of school, or if you have any circumstances that might hinder you from trying to be successful in the trucking industry. The fact that they're out here giving people a chance, a second chance, I think that's a good look for them. You're gonna have to deal with some bullshit, but at least they're giving you a second chance. Shit. The lease purchase program. I feel like the lease purchase program is pretty decent. A lot of you drivers might not agree with me, but it works for me. A lot of companies don't offer that balloon situation where you could just walk away with no penalties. Yes, they're giving these trucks away like hotcakes, baby, because they know exactly what they're doing. One thing about Western Express, baby, they gonna do some business. They gonna get their shit coins, okay? Just period. They ain't stupid when it comes to running business. And if you want to know anything about the business, you can learn something from Western when it comes to that side, because they some penny pinching motherfuckers. You hear me? The next pro that I have for Western will have to be their fleet. They have pretty good their trucks are pretty decent. When I got this truck though, I had walked through the lot, and baby, when I say trash.com, whoo, them trucks was ran the fuck through. But I ended up getting lucky with this truck. But when I was on the terminal in Nashville like a week ago, they got a whole separate lot full of brand new fucking trucks. Okay, do you hear me? I'm talking about a big ass lot full of trucks. And for the most part, they got all newer trucks, 2022s or better. Their equipment is really good. The truck did not come with any refrigerator or anything like that, which that's light work for real, because you getting this brand new ass truck, go buy you a refrigerator. Okay, don't be a cheap ass. Pick a struggle at the end of the day. But their fleet is really good. I haven't seen too many raggedy trucks out here when it comes to Western. Whew. Let's get into these cons. Baby. Okay, I'm gonna try not to do them too bad because I still work for these folks, and it's just not a good look for me to air them all out completely. I could possibly lose my job, but hey, it is what it is. Fuck them. I am a vlogger. I vlog about my experiences in life, and this is a huge part of my experience that I am currently experiencing right now in life. So shit, this is what I do, and I'm a truth teller. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit and make it seem like something that it's not. I'm gonna give you the real, the good, the bad, the uncut. I'm gonna just keep it funky with y'all. I can't do nothing else but do that, but be real. For those of you who saying how I'm talking greasy about the company. I ain't talking greasy. I'm really just telling y'all what the fuck this shit really hitting on. Would you rather me get on here and paint this shit to be rainbows and lollipops and glitter, and then you get your ass over here and you like, oh, the bitch Ladiiee Luck said she's a fucking liar? No, I'm gonna tell you what this shit really hitting on. So, yeah, let's get into these cons, baby. Okay. So one of the cons, big cons that I have with Western is the downtime. I praised the DMs in my pros because of the communication. When the DMs are actually there, it's a good thing. They do their job. But once they leave at 5 o'clock every day and they're gone on the weekend, everything hits the fucking fan. Everybody's stuck on stupid. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody can help you. After 5 o'clock, you can pretty much hang up getting dispatched on a load. On the weekends as well. If you don't have a load on the weekend to get through the weekend, you fucked. You just good and fucked, because you're going to be sitting, and I don't like that. And that's one thing my DM do. He does. He makes sure he get me a load running so I can keep running throughout the weekend so I won't have to sit. But that's my DM. Other DMs are not like this. And I never worked for a company like that to where ain't no dispatching action going on after 5 o'clock. What's the point of a DM being there after 5 o'clock if they can't help you with shit? Why you there? Y'all might as well just shut the whole operation down, because y'all motherfuckers is useless at this point. What are you there for? Like, call a DM one day and after 5 and they like, oh, you gotta wait till your dispatcher get here in the morning. Ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody here? Well, who are you? You nobody? What the fuck you do? Why are you there? Like, it just don't make sense to me. I don't like that at all. The fact that ain't nothing going on, ain't no motion after 5 o'clock, and damn sure ain't no motion on the weekends. I don't like that. And I didn't like the fact that they did not pay for orientation. Again, this is the first company that I've ever worked for that don't compensate you for your time. You don't get paid for orientation, not $1. And most companies at least would pay you $100 or $120, around there, no more than like $150 for orientation. Companies compensate you for your time, but Western do not. I did not like the orientation process. It was complete trash. And then once you get done with orientation and you go over the road with the trainer, you only getting per diem pay, which is $35 for meals and $35 for something else. Altogether, you getting like $71 in total or some shit. Didn't like that either. I'm out here driving. I'm talking about putting in that work. And you mean to tell me you're only gonna give me $70 fucking a day? Like I'm a little ass kid? And I just think that the labor, it's a win for Western, because you're making people do 70 hours and 120 hours, and some people don't even need that much time for training. But it's free labor for them because they're only paying you $73 a day versus paying you the actual mileage, 55 cents a mile for company drivers. That's a win for them. So they're gonna try to keep you out there in that truck as long as they can keep your ass out there to keep getting that free labor about your ass. I didn't like that. This is supposed to be trucking. You supposed to be making good money. So y'all really be thinking truckers out here is eating, baby. It's a lot of them that's out here starving, for real, for real. Just because you're a truck driver does not mean you eating, honey. You got to put in work. Time, experience is what gets you better pay. A driver that's been driving for 2 years is not going to make what a driver that's been driving for 10 years is making. Time and experience determines how much pay you're going to make. All truck drivers ain't out here eating, honey. Some of them are actually drowning, to be honest. But that's off topic. My next con will have to be, every terminal that I have been to so far sucks ass. Them terminals are bad, honey. When I say bad, it's giving jailhouse rock vibes. I ain't never seen those shit like the shit that I be seeing at these terminals. Now every company have a great spectacular ass terminal, but at least like take care of your drivers. They don't take care of their drivers when it comes to comfortability. When we pull up to these terminals, I just feel like we should be comfortable to at least take a decent shower. As hard as we work, and I feel like we are the ones that keep the company going. At least feel comfortable. Don't be going out your way to make the dispatchers and the DMs more comfortable than the fucking drivers. Make it make sense. 2 companies that I work for that terminals are fucking awesome. Actually 3. Believe it or not, Warner has a really good terminals. Their terminals are fucking dope. The one in Nebraska, the main one, either it's Nebraska or Idaho, Iowa, one of them. It's huge. They got like shops in there. You can shop. They got a gym, restaurant. It's big as fuck. Warner has a really good terminals. Snyder has really good terminals. And JB Hunt. I love me some JB Hunt. Those are my top 3 companies. JB Hunt is at the top of the list. But yes, Western Express terminals fucking suck. Training suck as well. That's also a con for me. The training was a fucking joke. These trainers don't train these people properly. I just got lucky with my trainer, and he was very good. Shouts out to my trainer. I'm not going to say his name, but he was really dope. He was very informative. He was nice to me. He was respectful. But I just got lucky when it comes to Western. Multiple things that I experienced, I got lucky. The lease got lucky. My trainer got lucky. He actually trained me. I didn't really need like major training. All I really needed was like a refresher course. I knew how to back. I knew how to do everything. It was just the updated trucks. Like these trucks are newer. When I was driving a 13 speed, and we was using Qualcomms and fucking PeopleNet back then. And now it's tablets and automatic. So I really just needed like a tutorial on how these new trucks operate and stuff. It's pretty self-explanatory, but there are so many bells and whistles on these trucks to where, you know, if you don't get the proper like training on it, you won't be using the truck to its full potential. And he did an awesome job with showing me how, you know, everything operates as far as the tablet goes and the truck goes. So shouts out to my trainer. But yes, the training suck. These trainers, from what I was hearing, they out here fucking on the trainees, and trainees out any and fucking everywhere. This one girl, I heard it was floating around the terminal that this dude had put her out on the side of the road because she said he tried to rape her. I don't know. Not my business. But the fact that he put her out on the side of the road, I don't have heard people say that drivers will put them out like at a pilot and have another driver come pick them up. Just not training them. Trainers is driving on the trainees' time, not letting the trainees drive at all. I'm talking about get behind the wheel at all. Not showing them how to back up, not showing them how to work the tablet. Just sorry, it's all out fucking doors. You hear me? Western Express have a bad reputation for just overall, and the fact that a lot of these drivers be out here tearing people's shit up, baby. One thing about Western Express drivers, they gonna tear some shit up. And the fact that overall the company as a whole, we are frowned upon like that. Like they think every Western Express driver can't drive or back up. That's not the case. I'm nothing like these drivers, no pun intended. I actually can drive. I can back up. I can do all of that. So the fact that all these drivers be out here tearing people's shit up and making us all look bad as a whole, it's not a good look for me as an individual. But it goes back to the company training. Another con for me would have to be these cameras, and that's probably a con for a lot of drivers. But I don't really care for these cameras. The cameras have pros and cons to them as well. It's a good thing if you get into an accident and the camera is picking up what happened, then you're covered. But other than that, as far as the inside of the truck go, I just feel like they are listening and watching. They say they ain't, but I think they are. And I just feel like, damn, can I get some type of privacy up in this bitch? Goddamn. What if I was in here doing something strange for a piece of change? Like, that's none of y'all business. I can't even do what I need to do. I'm not, but I'm just saying. I don't like that. Turn these motherfucking cameras off. Another con that I have. I know this shit keep going on and on and on. What the fuck? Y'all already was expecting this. Y'all already be dogging us, so y'all already know this shit ain't all that. But another con for me is I don't get paid for all of my miles. So when they dispatch me on the load, the load would say that I have a certain many amount of miles that I'm running. And then when I put it in the GPS, the miles ain't matching the miles that I'm getting paid for. The miles that the GPS is actually saying is more. It'd be like 20 or 30 more. And I'm like, y'all shortening me on my miles at the end of the day. This ain't what we doing. That said something about they use some type of GPS system or some shit, and I don't like that. Like, pay me for all the miles that I'm running. Don't pay me off of this GPS system that y'all going off of. Pay me off of what this motherfucking GPS is saying. I don't know if any drivers are pay attention to that, but when I get dispatched on that load, the miles say something different from what the actual miles say when I put it in my GPS. And the GPS the route that I'm using is the route that they gave me. So why are y'all not paying me for the route that y'all gave me? The con for me is I don't like being in the fucking mountains. I asked them not to send me to the mountains, and they send me there anyways. It's like they be deaf in one ear. Like, did you not hear me say don't send me the fuck up there? But we got a lot of freight that comes out of the West Virginia, PA, New York, Jersey, Maryland area, Connecticut, all of that shit up there, and that's where a lot of our freight is at. So they keep sending me up there. I'm supposed to be lease purchase. I'm not supposed to, if I don't want to go over there, I'm supposed to not go over there type shit. And they got a load board, but the load board sucks ass too. It's like, why is this even here? To be honest, I have yet to pick a load off the load board because it's so doo-doo. It's like it goes based upon your current location wherever you are at that time, and it only be like 1 or 2 or 3 loads on there, and they be trash. Like, what is this? The load board sucks ass. Okay, enough about all of that. I told y'all I can't really go in too bad about Western Express because I work for them. So let's get into this pay. So as far as my pay goes, every week my money is all there. Them shit coins is there, honey. Because I'm going to cut the fuck up if it ain't. Do you hear me? For the most part, my shit coins is there. My miles, I average about on a bad week, I average about 1,300 miles. On a good week, I average about 2,100 miles. The most that I've seen on a check so far is 3,700 a week. After my expenses though and everything, I don't see that. That's not what my bank account looks. That don't hit my bank account. Oh Lord, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what the total cost of my truck is. Y'all gonna be like, "Woo, Jesus!" You ready? The total cost for my truck is $150,000. That's right. I said 150 bands. My truck note every week is $723 plus fuel. My budget for my fuel, I don't like to go over about $1,000 for my fuel. No more than that. I've been doing good though because I've been keeping it under $1,000. That's fucking good. But after all my expenses, because you got to pay insurance, bobtail insurance, the tablet, you got to pay for the tags, all of this shit. Everything total comes up to about $2,400. And whatever is left over, that's what I see in my bank account. So just because I gross 3,700 doesn't mean that that's what I'm coming home with at the end of the day. That's pretty much how much my check be every week if I can get a good week. If I get about 1,300 miles, which is pretty crappy to me, I told my DM that we need at least 2,200 miles for me to meet my quota. He tried to keep me in that range, but it doesn't happen every week. Shouts out to my DM. But if I get about 1,300 miles, I'm only looking at maybe I'm just making enough from my expenses, and I might come home with like $600 on my check after my expenses. So it's going to take me about 4 years to pay the truck off if I decide to stay. I'm not a quitter. I don't like to quit. And being that I got into this situation, I feel like I want to pay the truck off, you know? I got a brand new truck and I don't have any issues with my truck. I actually like my truck. I know this truck, and that's another reason why I don't want to go off with another company and start all over and get to know the truck. And, you know, I don't feel like doing all of that. But I actually would like to pay my truck off now that I'm in the situation. The only issue that I'm going to have is driving throughout the winter because we go a little bit of everywhere, and I'm not for all that snow and all of that other shit, but I actually want to pay my truck off. As crazy as that sounds, but there are drivers at Western Express that are successful, that was successful in the lease purchase program. They paid their truck off. They got multiple trucks and they out here eating. So I would like to be a success story for Western Express. Yes, I said it. As far as company side goes, I don't know what they make over there. I don't know nothing about company side, so I can't tell you nothing about company. I'm speaking from the lease purchase side. That's the only side that I know about. So if you are interested in coming to work for Western and you want to get into the lease purchase program, those are some of the things that you can expect. Now again, every driver is different. Your experience might not be mine's, and vice versa. So everything that I'm telling you that I'm experiencing might not be the same thing that you might experience. Who knows? My 3-month experience here at Western Express, it's not that bad, to be honest. It could be worse. It could be a lot fucking worse. I'm just grateful they gave me a chance, to get back out here in the field and prove to them that I am a great driver, and I want this just as much as they want me to drive for them and make money for them. My experience, it wasn't so bad. Like I said, I gave y'all my pros and my cons on the things that I like and the things that I don't like, but it wasn't horrible like some people may make Western out to be. Western ain't the best, but they not the worst either. There's actually some companies out there way worse than Western, to be honest. 3 months been 3 monthing, okay? If that's even a thing. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Like I said, I'm gonna give y'all the raw, the uncut, the gritty. I'm gonna let y'all know what this thing is really hitting on. So that's pretty much that when it comes to my 3 months experience. Hopefully 3 more months from now, I'll have even better stories for y'all. Hopefully it doesn't get worse, because then I'm gonna have to be forced to go to another company, which I don't feel like doing right now. So I'm just gonna duke it out with Western Express, aka Welfare Express, and then that's just that. So that is my 3-month experience here with Western Express. I hope you all enjoy my content. If you absolutely enjoy my content and it connects, make sure you smash that like, share, and subscribe button before you bounce. I would love to have you as a sub. To all my newbies, welcome, welcome, welcome. We love to have you. We are glad that you are here. To all my subscribers that be here, welcome back. Y'all already know the drill. I'm sending you all cyber love, peace, and good vibes y'all way. Y'all make sure y'all have a blessed and abundant and a beautiful week. If you out there getting them shit coins, baby, be safe. Drink you some water, stay hydrated. It's 102 degrees outside. Anywho, it's your favorite cousin, Ladiiee Luck, aka the Street Prophet, aka the Highway Honey. Until next time.